Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I am so excited. I'm actually more than excited. I am powered up. So we are going to be, yes, y'all know the whole silent wave and everything, right? Because they're all muted. But listen, I am so excited to have these lovely ladies here with us today to talk about Power Up Summit that's coming up on July 14th through the 18th. It's going to be an exciting time across the land. They have some phenomenal speakers that's going to be on the platform, sharing the stage with them. And today, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, you're going to hear from each of these women that will be Power Up speakers coming up during that conference. So I don't want to delay, because when we have more people on our show, sometimes I always end up going a few minutes longer because I'm like, say more. Oh my gosh, your story. So I want to make sure that you all grab your virtual seats. Go ahead and tag your friends, your family, your coworkers. Let everybody know that we're here on the air and invite them to be a part of today's discussion. And you all as the panel can do that as well. Let's go ahead and get everything started. Let me see your comments. Okay, I see any comments that's coming in. Let me let you know how you can join into today's discussion as well. All you have to do is click this link. If you want to be brought right onto the screen, feel free, and we'll pull you right in and give you a chance to ask a head-to-head question with one of our panelists. All right, so now I know everybody's like, oh, me first. Let's talk first of all about what's going to be happening so that people will have an idea of what's coming on July 14th through the 18th. Let's hear from the visionary herself, Kern Cherry, who's actually one of today's episode sponsors. And I think that that'll give you a flavor of what's about to pop off. Let's hear from her now.
Did somebody say power up? I'm your host and creator of Power Up International Virtual Summit, coming to you July the 14th through the 18th. Yes, I'm Kern Cherry, your butts in the seat queen, and I want to encourage you to join us on that international stage as a speaker, vendor, sponsor, panelist. Join us right now. Go to powerupsummit.com, powerupsummit.com, and join us right now. Register so that you can be a part of the 5-day conference, 5-day summit coming to you in July the 14th through the 18th, powerupsummit.com. Register right now. It is free. Of course, we are going to be bigger and even better. Powerupsummit.com. I'm Kern Cherry, host, creator, and visionary behind powerupsummit.com. Register right now, powerupsummit.com.
All right, everyone, there you have it, hearing from the visionary herself, Kern Cherry. As you can see, she said that you can go to timetopowerup.com. It is a free summit. You can go there and register. And I'm actually going to just take everyone over there for a second to the website, because I think that Kern is so modest, right? So she is like very, very modest. And she's like, oh, just go over to Time to Power Up and, down to earth and relax. But she is definitely not doing what I would say about the screaming and hollering of the fact that she has all of these superstar speakers that's going to be a part of the Power Up Summit. Karen Cherry is just like, okay, she's trying to be relaxed and modest. I'm going to pump Karen Cherry up, okay? Karen Cherry has put together one of the most phenomenal conferences that is going to exist across the land. You have Kim Coles, you have Lisa Nichols, and all kinds of incredible international celebrity speakers that's going to be here. And this is going to be July 14th through the 18th. Created and hosted by Miss Karen Cherry herself, as well as you're going to get 5 days of the ability to connect, create, and contribute throughout all of this Power Up Summit. So today we are blessed, to say the least, to have 4 Power Up Summit speakers right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So who are we going to start with first? Anybody like biting at the bit to go first? Ooh, me? All right. Let me go with Nicolette first. Is that okay? All right, I'm going to go with you, Miss Nicolette, since I was thinking that you were, when you were saying your short version of your name, that it was Nike. You're like, girl, I'm older than Nike. We had our own little discussion backstage, which was really cute. So Nicolette Hemingway is a native of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where she currently resides. She's the owner and operator of Nike H Speaks LLC, which provides professional career counseling services to those that want to take their interviewing skills to the next level. Nicolette received her bachelor's degree in biology and her master's degree in public health from the University of South Carolina. She has been an adjunct biology instructor at Florence Darlington Technical College's Mullins campus and at Horry Georgetown Technical College's Conway campus. Prior to her teaching, Nicolette retired as a commander of the U.S. Public Health Service, serving as a senior health services officer stationed at the Food and Drug Administration in Rockville, Maryland. Nicolette has served on interview panels for over 20 years. It is such a pleasure to have you here, Nicolette Hemingway. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you, Kim, for inviting me on the show. It is an honor and a privilege.
It is the honor is mine and the privilege is mine. And I'm excited because I know that you're going to be one of the Power Up speakers. What can people expect whenever they hear you speak at this conference?
Sure. Greetings, everyone. You can expect to come from my sessions motivated, transformed to be a more competent and confident interviewer. You want to be able to look the part, talk the part, mind your manners, have a great mindset, and show your best self to others. So that's what they can expect when they leave out of my sessions for the Power Up Summit.
Wow. Okay. Now you heard her. Competent and confident is big components when you're dealing with interviews. Are you talking from the perspective of being the interviewer or being the interviewee?
Really both, but mainly from the perspective of the interviewer, because I've had over 20 years of experience being on interview panels from the city, county, state, and federal government levels. So I have seen it all. And so I've taken my experiences and coached people so they can be very successful in the interview process, because it doesn't just start with the interview, it actually starts with your resume. That is the first impression of you to a potential employer. So if your resume doesn't stand out, then more than likely you're not going to get a call for the interview. So that resume is your first in the door. And once you get into that door, I help you prepare to rock that interview so you can nail that job. And there are so many components to being able to be a successful person that interviews. It is a skill. I mean, it took me years. I was a senior in college, and a senior, you're getting ready to get out in the world. You're like, oh, I know it all. I got it all. And so I had an interview with a local bank. And a few days later, the manager called me back to tell me I didn't get the job. She told me that I looked good, but I had problems answering common interview questions. So I made it a point to go to the library, start looking at, interview technique books. No, World Wide Web was not invented when I was in college. So I actually had to go to the library, look at books, study interview techniques, look at books and study how resumes were done. So I started, mastering this skill. And it took several years. It just didn't happen, overnight. I mean, the main thing people do is, not being able to answer common interview questions. And that takes you out of the running so quickly.
That's good. That's good to know, because I knew when you were talking from the perspective of you being a transformational speaker and teaching workshops and life skills and how to conduct interviews, that you're doing it from the interviewer perspective. But people that are watching today may be going through some significant transformations in their own lives and transitions in their own lives. So they may need what you're sharing, the information on how they can put their best foot forward as they are going to seek jobs coming off the end of this pandemic, which really, I don't know, the pandemic's not really fully gone, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. With the Delta variant, things are still piping. But anyway, that's a whole different show. Let's talk from the perspective of, if someone, let me not put you just front and center here. I'll keep you right there. That'll keep you with the whole interview. Like, can you move that bubble, Kim? So when people are interviewing right now, especially dealing with virtual interviews, what do you recommend for people that are dealing with possible virtual interviews during this time?
I recommend you still dress professional, at least from the waist up, and make sure your environment is conducive for the interview. Go to a quiet place. Make sure your background is not busy. If you have a bunch of beer mugs on the shelf or pictures of you and your friends partying, that's not a good look. So, create your space and make sure you don't have any distractions, because it is still like an in-person interview, except you're virtual. So you still have to exercise interview etiquette as well.
I love that. Okay, so create a positive space and make sure your environment, make sure you still dress nice, make sure you dress nice. And I love everything that you're saying. So make sure that you all apply these tips that are being shared by Nicolette. Create a positive space. Make sure you don't have a bunch of junk in the background that gives people, it's like, well, whoa, this person right here does a lot of partying. I don't know if they're gonna be working whenever they're supposed to be working. If I can't, get them to have a positive environment just to put their best foot forward. Wow. Anybody have any questions or anything, even from the panelist perspective, when it comes to interviewing? How did things go for you all when you all were in your younger years? I instead of just putting you on the spot, I can tell you, when I got out of college, my very first job that I applied for was in pharmaceutical sales. And I went to the interview. I had a great experience. And at the end, the manager offered me the job right on the spot. Well, at the time, I called my husband at the time and I was talking to him about it and saying, hey, here's the deal. I'm just got hired and I'm hired on the spot. And he was like, nobody gets hired on the spot at all with the pharmaceutical sales industry. So he said, put the manager on the phone, because he had already been in the pharmaceutical industry for quite some time. And the manager got on and was like, oh yeah, I hired her on the spot. And she's getting a free company car. She's getting this, all of this stuff that he went on to say. And I said, I told you, they offered me right on the spot. But I think it was because, Nicolette, that I went in, I was like, I don't believe anybody's better than anyone else. I just believe we're all people, and you just have something that I'm actually striving to achieve. And so as a result of that, I went in and I said, hey, I think that we can mutually benefit each other, and blah, 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 and said all that stuff. By the time I finished talking, that man was like, hired, you're hired. Anybody else have any experience?
I think it's great. I most loved the little bit that you said about mind your manners. I think that that brought a smile to my face, but so important, right? As we go through that process. And as you said, take it serious, right? You only get that one chance to make your first impression. Yeah. So I love what you're doing and how you're helping people show their best side.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. This is Travis Michelle. I agree. I think that's great. I always share because I've been a nurse leader. I'm a registered nurse. So when I go for an interview and also when I hire, it's so important. It's a two-way street. People always feel under the gun because they're being interviewed. You should also be interviewing the employer.
Good.
Your homework and your research, know what to expect, what their how can you make a difference in the company, but how can they also add to your life? So it's a two-way street. So thank you for giving me that opportunity to share.
Excellent. Excellent. Nicolette. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, such valuable information. And with me being an educator, one thing that I see that's missing, those soft skills. So you have individuals coming in and they have more degrees than a thermometer, but they lack the soft skills that's actually needed. Because why? These cell phones have actually taken the place of communication, human interaction. So that is definitely needed.
Awesome. You see the conversation that's being sparked just by what Nicolette actually offers. And that's going to be even more at the Power Up Summit. I also know, Nicolette, that you deal with depression and women of faith. What do you want to say about that?
Yes, I talked about from a perspective of being someone who was clinically diagnosed with, depression and severe, mental issues, and how my faith helped me overcome being depression. And I know as women of faith, we're, so busy taking care of others that we neglect ourselves. And so if you see signs or symptoms that, you're going into a depressive state, then there are tools and tips you can use to help you, talking to a close friend, your pastor, the first lady, or you can, talk to your doctor. You need to, recognize that you may need professional help. And also you need to do self-care. That is very important. And I've learned that over the years. And so, being a woman of faith, growing up, and my ladies on here who are Black, you understand our culture. My grandmother would always say, take everything to the Lord in prayer, take everything to Jesus. And then she also said, don't tell white folks your business. So with our, cultural issues, our stigmas, our stereotypes, this will really, have you, back and forth, like, do I get help or no? Let me take it to Jesus. And I did that stuff and I still saw no results. So it had to get to a point where, I had to see someone because I couldn't handle it on my own. And I wasn't hearing from God either.
Wow, that's really good advice. And so you now help women, you now help people be able to deal with this and deal with it appropriately and give them some good, sound, wise counsel on how they can share without telling all their family secrets and business, right?
Yes, because our culture. I mean, I can hear my grandmother's head in my voice. Just take it to the Lord in prayer. Take it to the
Right.
Lord. You better not tell white folks your business. So it's like in our culture, we're afraid to seek mental health therapy because we have these stigmas of oh, you'll be crazy. People think you fool. You don't tell folks your business. What go on in the home, stay in the home. Have all y'all grow up with that?
Yes.
So, it's hard to, break out of those, stigmas to actually see someone who will, help us work through our issues.
Very, very good information that you're sharing. And listen, so Nicolette, I want to make sure you know how you can stay connected with her. All you have to do is go to nikehspeaks.com and you'll find all of the information there that you need to know about Nicolette Hemingway, as well as go ahead and register for that Power Up Summit at timetopowerup.com. And you will be hearing her as one of the speakers. So right after this commercial break, Nicolette, thank you so much. That's some great information that you've shared with us today. And we can't wait to hear you speak at the Power Up Summit. Okay. Looking forward
to it. Thank you so much, Kim. I enjoyed it.
Oh my goodness. Stay put. We're going to continue to hear from some more of the dynamic speakers that are coming here from the Power Up Summit Conference. Let's learn more about one of our episode sponsors right now, and then we'll be back to hear more from, let's go with Tamika Blithers will be next. Okay, I'll put you over there so you're ready to get front and center when we get back. Okay. All right, everybody. Right after this commercial break, we'll be right back.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everyone, we are back. And again, today's episode is sponsored by Snow Legal Group, snowlegal.com. If you have any kind of legal issues in the Charlotte and surrounding areas or in the South Carolina area, give them a call, 704-358-0026. Or you can email them info@snowlegal.com. Let me let you know that recently there was a big case where a man was wrongfully accused of murder. And now, after having attorney Kenneth Snow work with him and his family, he's now reunited with his family. So just keep some things like that in mind, and always say that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. All right. So I had, Tamika, you backstage. I got to pull you back in. You next. I'm like, wait. I saw your bubble. I was like, wait. All right, everybody. So we have with us Tamika Blithers. Am I saying it right? Blithers? Okay. And you're muted too. But Tamika Blithers is a dynamic educator, author, entrepreneur, consultant, and inspirational speaker. Her platform, VOW, 9 Points of Impact, is a simple shared message of self-inquiry, which requires individuals to radically change their perspectives about decisions and goals in life. We're going to hear more about that for sure. Her consulting business, EduVision LLC, provides empowerment, education, and hosting MC services designed to enhance, provide clarity, transform, and achieve desired premium results. She is a master trainer, facilitator, author, and educator, entrepreneur, and transformational speaker. She's authored several books, and we'll hear about some of those as well, and a whole slew of other things. But I want to say that she is a powerhouse of vision, knowledge, and has educated thousands, challenging individuals to dream big, catapulting them to a well-defined, catapulting them to a well-defined destiny. And as a child advocate and author, her children's book series, Mika Dika, I hope I'm saying this right. Is it Mika? Yeah, Mika Dika Foster Kid serves as a lighthouse of hope, providing a stronger, resilient voice for children globally. And she also serves as a court-appointed special advocate, providing a voice for foster kids in the courtroom. There is so much to what Tamika Blithers does. She's a veteran educator. She's been awarded the title of Teacher of the Year, all kinds of projects that she's been. Judge Glenda Hatchett. I gotta go back because I want to make sure I say this right here. Blithers Foster Care Network expands from courtroom child advocate Judge Glenda Hatchett to Grammy Award-winning R&B artist Anthony Hamilton, who served as one of the national spokesperson for CASA. And remember, CASA, I want to say what that is again, is Court-Appointed Special Advocate. So she's had Judge Glenda Hatchett to Grammy Award-winning R&B artist Anthony Hamilton to serve as a national spokesperson for CASA. And she's also a veteran educator. She's been awarded Teacher of the Year from the Muskogee Educational Excellence Foundation in 2002 and 2007. And overall, she's just charismatic, authoritative. She's a voice of vision, entrepreneur, you name it, she has done it. And she's also a part of the Minority Chamber of Commerce as one of Columbus, Georgia's top 20 women of influence. Wow. Okay, welcome to Tamika Blithers. Woo!
Good morning to you lovely ladies, and Thank you, Miss Jacobs, for having me on this awesome platform. Let me tell you about the power of just one yes. If I had not said one yes back in 2009, I would not be here today. I would not be here today. And like Gandhi said, it's all about what you do. Your future is shaped by what you do today. And I would consider myself to be one of the longest hope dealers because I'm in the classroom. Yeah, I'm a hope dealer. I'm dealing hope to my students 9 months out of the year. And whether you guys know it or not, I've been an educator for over 20. This will be my 27th year. My sanctuary is fifth grade. Language arts, social studies, and creative writing. When you tap into your gift, you'll begin to know that it is truly your gift because you'll be able to sleep it, eat it, drink it, go home, relax, get up, and do it all over again effortlessly. And when you walk in the room, you are the competition. There is no competition when you are walking in your gift. So around 2009, I started wandering and also wandering outside of those four walls. Because if you guys really want to know where all the awesome ideas are, they are on the inside of a classroom where educators are there every single day. And we're telling these babies, go out and pursue your dreams. You are gifted. You're talented. You have so much to offer to the world. But yet, the teachers, the educators, the administrators, we've put so many of our dreams and hopes on hold because we're helping so many others make it across the finish line. So I made a decision. I said, well, let me try this thing because I know that our God, he has made us so wonderfully. I'm wonderfully and beautifully made, fearfully made. And we have so many gifts and talents. So around 2009, I was sitting in a spare bedroom, which later became my home office. God started downloading all of this stuff, just stuff. I was like, are you kidding me? So you're saying to launch a consulting business? And so he was like, sure, yes. One of my favorite shows, and I am dating myself, one of my favorite shows is Matlock. I love Matlock. And I started noticing when Matlock would interview some people on the stand, he would have this check. And he would say, Your Honor, I want to, and you know that Southern drawl he has? He said, Your Honor, I got a check here for $250,000. And it says consulting fees. I like to know, what were you consulting? And at that time, that's what caught my attention because I was like, yeah, I want to know what were they consulting about for that amount of money? Well, later on, I tapped into the consulting business, and people will actually pay you to solve their problems because God has gifted us to help solve people's problems.
Wow.
I was like, oh my goodness. So I launched the consulting business, and realistically, educators, we are facilitators, we are workshop providers, and we are consultants. If you think about it, we're standing in front of the children and we're consulting them. We're having them in small groups, and we're like the apothecary. And we've got these different balances that we're doing. We've got these different groups. And so guess what? I said, well, why not do the same thing? And then I tapped into the foster care system. And so with the foster care system, CASA, Court Appointed Special Advocate, where I am the child's voice in the courtroom. Being a language arts teacher, I noticed that there wasn't any literature out there that had the foster kid as the main character. So there's a need for that. So anytime you find the answer to the question, guess what? Automatically you're helping people to solve problems. So I noticed, and I did my research, and I noticed that African-American children, it's a high population of our babies in the foster care system on any given day, over 400,000 kids all across the United States. Right. So I tapped into that. I said yes to that, said yes to writing other books, and said yes to coming out of the classroom. The biggest deal for me now, that one yes, I actually cashed in my Georgia retirement and came out the classroom and pursued this so-called dream of being a transformational speaker and being an author. That's huge because everyone wants to make it across that threshold where they retire. So of course, when I took it to family and friends and colleagues, I said, are you crazy? You're actually going to take your Georgia retirement and walk away with that lump sum and you're going to pursue that? That's exactly what I did. Was it scary? Yes, it was. So super excited that I did that, because through that was birth, Vow, 9 Points of Impact, Transformational Guide to Greater. When I launched out into the deep like that, because you have to keep in mind, there are only certain things that dwell in the deep water. There's a difference in fishing in a pond, in a
That's
creek,
right.
in a river, and in the ocean.
Yes,
So,
yes.
So I decided to go fishing in the ocean, deep sea ocean. And when I did that, that's where Vow 9 Points of Impact was birthed. And this is all about self-care. It's a self-care realignment tool that brings practical back into practice.
I love it.
Take your practice into practical. And because I'm an educator, I teach in acronyms. So VOW, VOW, these are 9 things that we have to have running effectively in every area of our life in order for us to reach goals. And I think that it is the perfect self-care tool. And that's what I'm going to be speaking about on the Power Up platform. and what made me think of that, Val, when I launched out into the deep and I went on the road with my books where I met some awesome people, I had these young people pulling me over in the corner and they said, Tamika, tell us, how did you get where you are now? How did you get that faith? And so I had to have a ready answer. So Val is my ready answer. These are 9 things that we have to have running effectively. Visualize these 9 circles interconnected. If one is out of sync, it throws the whole alignment off. So it's self-care, that self-accountability piece that we have to put in place. So if you're trying to launch a career, go back to get a degree, went through a divorce, if you have a bad medical report, if you're trying to have new friendships, new relationships, vow these 9 things. Trust me, that self-accountability piece, if you just put it in check, it's going to help you to transform from good to greater.
Oh my goodness, everybody. Listen, if you cannot make a vow to yourself, I don't know how you can make a vow to anybody else. You heard it right here from Tamika Blythers, the 9 points of impact that she'll be talking about right at the upcoming Power Up Summit. And let me give you her contact information. Let people know how they can stay connected with you. T Blythers at netscape.net, or I am tlblythers.com. And for those that are podcast listeners on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and all of those, is I am tlblythers.com. I have podcast listeners too on Spotify and all of these are all of that. So I have to be mindful of the listeners that aren't seeing your beautiful faces here today. And you can also email her at tblythers. And yeah, we have to put an H there, but tblythers@gmail.com. Put that H in there, tblythers@gmail.com. And you'll be able to stay connected with her. Wow, wow, wow. I know I want to learn all 9 of the vows, right? Yes. Anybody else? All right. I know some comments have been coming in, so let me take a moment to see all of the studio audience comments, and then we're going to keep it moving and go right to Jerry Maroney. Okay, I'm going to put you over here, Jerry, and let me see here. Some studio audience comments. I see you looking forward to this great show and great information and discussion. Thank you so much, Andrew, for being in the studio audience and for also being a part of the Kim Jacobs Show team. I appreciate you. Ian says, great topic. And he is a previous guest here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you for your support. My mom said, good morning to all of you beautiful ladies. I know this is going to be a great show. Hey, mommy. All right, let's see. More comments came in. That's some good stuff. Pastor Clarissa Walton Blissett says, she said, that's some good stuff right there. And she also helps people with publishing books. And she's a part of a movement that I started called the Mother Dreamer Movement. And so if you're interested in ever joining the Mother Dreamer Movement, just request to join and we'll let you right in. Okay. My Lord. Wow. Our babies. Good information that you're sharing. Paula Shea Queen Favre says, good morning. Good money. Not good morning. She said good money. Good money. You did mean good morning though. Girl, that'll preach too though, some good money. So who knows? That might not have been by mistake that you put good money. Okay. All right, everybody. Listen, we're talking with some of the Power Up Summit speakers that's going to be right here gracing our virtual stage on July 14th through the 18th, but they're here today on the Kim Jacobs Show. So go ahead and tell your friends, your family, your coworkers that the Kim Jacobs Show is here daily, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you take a moment today and subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. All you have to do is go right to our YouTube channel, hit that notification bell after you subscribe, and turn that notification bell to all, and you'll be in the virtual studio audience every weekday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with Jerry Maroney. You got something to share with us, Jerry? All right. So we're going to learn more right after we hear from Silver Shield Security. Now, Silver Shield Security, I have them. It's state-of-the-art equipment, that great security system, and they are eager to serve you. But more important than just serving you, you're going to get some cameras and all of these like state-of-the-art, cutting-edge equipment. I mean, I'm quite impressed with what happens through Silver Shield Security. So I love when I personally am utilizing someone, so I can speak personally as well. And I'll tell you how you can connect with them. But let's learn more about them right now.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone, we are back. And yes, today's episode is also sponsored by Silver Shield Security. Their phone number is 704-440-4688. And you can also reach out to them at silvershield-security.com and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. All right, up next, we have front and center Miss Jerry Maroney, and she is the author of Beautiful Lady and founder of Big and Brave. And she shares real life stories that I'm going to let her tell you what those real life stories are about. She is a business executive, an entrepreneur, mentor, author, and speaker. She has embarked on a journey to share her story with others that are warriors, to be able to inspire and encourage them as they fight one of the biggest battles of their lives. And she's going to tell you what that battle is that she fought. She lives in Castle Rock, Colorado with her husband. And I am so pleased to introduce Jerry Maroney from Big and Brave to you today. Welcome.
Thank you, Kim. This is really a great opportunity. I'm learning so much.
I am too. I'm glad when I get a chance to host the show and then I have people on. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I'm going to be in the studio audience of Power Up Summit. Jerry, let me ask you, Big and Brave, which is a bold name, it comes with overcoming something pretty significant. Tell us about what you had to overcome to come up with that.
It does. On July 14th of 2015, and I just realized that's next week is my anniversary. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it took me in a 90-degree turn, took my life in ways I never expected. And I had always been, I was the planner. If you want to know how to get along with me, get on my calendar, because I got it all scheduled, and that's how I live, right? So I had my life sorted. I was a business executive, moving along, climbing that ladder, doing all those great things. And then I went for my annual mammogram, which I had never skipped. And listeners, please don't ever skip. Please go.
That's important.
And so cancer had manifested in a 1-year period of time. And
Wait. Before then, you didn't even have no symptoms, no nothing, just
nothing.
1 year of a mammogram.
Yes. And I couldn't feel the lump. The lump was inside my breast wall to my chest wall, basically. So the mammogram is the only way that we would have found it in that year. Had it been later, it would have, probably grown and gone to a different stage. So the good news was we did find it, and it was an early stage. So I ended up spending, that next year in places I never want to go again. But what Big and Brave is it is a story that came to me along my journey. As we were talking earlier, kind of what I learned, the sort of quick snippet of what I learned through my journey is that God was there for me. Like, I thought he was mad at me. I really did. I went through this time about, holy, what did I do wrong? I did everything I thought I was supposed to do. I took care of everyone, which, side note, is not something we should always be doing. They need to lift and carry their own journeys and burdens. But what I learned along that path was that God really wasn't mad at me. He gave me courage and signs and stories that are unbelievable that come visit me during the Power Up Summit, because they will give you goosebumps. But these are stories that God, helped me lead myself through it. Because what I learned is when you're diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, the medical industry does a fantastic job of telling you what to expect from a medical perspective. You get what's called a patient navigator, and she's lovely and helps you, know that this is next and that's next. But no one describes the emotional impacts of this journey. And it is very much a two-pronged process. We have to heal and identify and release the emotions that we have through cancer so that we can come out of this wholly healthy, right? Not just medically healthy. And so Big and Brave, I'll tell you the story of that. It is something I used to tell my girls when they were little, and they would come home from school crying because so-and-so was mean, or they didn't make the soccer team, or somebody played basketball better than them, or whatever. And I would tell them that they just needed to be big and brave, that if they were trying their best and being kind and working hard, that they would get themselves through this. So there I was in my hospital bed. I'd checked in at 5 a.m. for surgery. I had my yellow skid socks, those. They're super great. And my hospital gown, and was sitting there. And I kid you not, the lights in the hospital went out. The power went out. I am laying in my bed, maybe 30 minutes away from what was going to be a 14-hour cancer surgery, and the lights went out. And I told you I thought God was mad at me. At this point, I thought God was saying, get the heck out of there. So, of course, that's not something I could do. But what I had to do at that very moment was get to a place of courage that I had never been before, ever. And what came to my mind and washed over me was this story of Big and Brave that I taught my girls. I could hear me telling them to be big and brave. And it gives me goosebumps, because that is, I had to close my eyes and really focus, because I didn't want to go into a 14-hour surgery scared or mad. I needed my mind to be as clear as it could be, because this was gonna really suck. So that is what started Big and Brave, is that lesson, and my now lifelong mission to help advocate for emotional wellness through cancer.
That is amazing. What a powerful story that not only taught you how to be big and brave, but also teaches young adults, young children, people that are like, I don't know what in the world. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what's happening to me. I don't know if I'm being my best or if I'm helping somebody or if I'm not. You're like, just be big and brave.
Yeah, and it
And
doesn't have to be cancer, right? It is any adversity or any challenge. It is just, understanding that wherever we go with that challenge, the spark is there. Like God gave us the courage. We just have to trust it.
I just love everything that you've shared. I'm going to put your contact information up here as well. This is incredible. And for you to know that how it came about with the cancer, and the fact that just from a simple missed mammogram, that's how it became a reality in your life. And so that inspires people to know that the mammograms are so important, because not everyone thinks that that's important.
Oh,
By
so
the time they finish smashing and doing all that they do, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I need this. I don't think
Nope.
I don't think I
Take
have
the
breast
smashing. You got to take the smashing.
That's really good advice. Take what's necessary to get you having the clarity that you need about what's going on in your health. Wow, I'm so grateful, and that you were big and brave and shared your story right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. People can stay connected with Jerry Maroney, big and brave, and no matter what you're dealing with in life, learn how to be big and brave. You're going to hear how to be big and brave right at the Power Up Summit 2021 on July 14th through the 18th. She's one of those speakers, so be in the house. But it's Be Big and Brave, and it's spelled out, and bebigandbrave.com. Or you can also follow her at Jerry, Geri Maroney, Maroney. And she's an author on Instagram and on Facebook. So you can follow her at Jerry Maroney on Instagram and Facebook. Wow. What else? Just at least share another point that you want people to hear.
I'll share another quick little story, right? Because this could have been something that I just kept to myself. But as I went through my journey, this was another sort of phenomenal story where I was one day woke up and feeling such a strong urge that I needed to find my Bible. And honest, I hadn't touched my Bible in years. And there were boxes floor to ceiling in the garage that I had not even unpacked yet. But I was determined to find it. Took me hours, and I was celebrating. And then I'm like, well, what am I celebrating? So what? Like, I found my Bible. And I sat down with it and started thumbing through. And I didn't look at any contents. I didn't look at anything. It flipped open to a page that was called, there were lessons on the inside of the Bible. And this lesson was called Picking Up the Pieces. And it was like, I can't make this up even. Like, so I was reading. And then came the prayer of St. Francis about being an instrument and looking to give comfort rather than be comforted. And I don't get the words right, but that was my lightning bolt to say, God wants me to share this message and share my cheerleader of hope. I'm a champion of courage and an advocate. So we got to fight together. And so I really felt totally called by God to stand into my power and share with others.
Well, God definitely called you to help everyone that's going to benefit from hearing your story. And so many people's lives are going to be changed and better because how big and brave you are, still standing and sharing your story. And we're grateful that God allowed you to stay on this earth to be able to share your journey. Not everyone makes it, obviously, in this situation. And I'm sure in that situation, too, people still win. Depending on whatever is going on with their view of the afterlife, they win anyway. But I want you to know that we're godly grateful that you're here with us today to share your big and brave story. So yay.
Thank you.
Awesome, everybody. Listen, we're going to take another commercial break, and then we're going to come back and hear from Travis Michelle. And she's going to be talking to us about what she's going to be talking about at the Power Up Summit 2021. Again, that's taking place on July 14th through the 18th. We're putting the information on how you can register for free. It's a free event, everybody. I don't know if a free event can be sold out. But anyway, be big and brave and go ahead and register and get your seats. That's what I would recommend. Okay. All right, everybody. So listen, today's episode is also sponsored by Hunter-Everage Law Firm. Now, Hunter-Everage Law Firm, again, they deal with Social Security disability, SSI disability, and wrongful death suits. If you have a loved one that's passed away and it's a wrongful death, reach out to Hunter-Everage Law Firm and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. Everyone that's gone to them has had rave reviews and loves their service. They're in the Charlotte area and they're also in the Richmond, Virginia area. And I think that their service is incredible. I've worked with them as well and have great experience with them. So let me let you learn more about Hunter-Everage Law Firm now.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter-Everage, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
All right, everyone. So we are back. And again, Attorney Charles Everage and Attorney Hunter, they are injury and disability attorneys, hunter-everage.com. They're located in the Monroe Road area in Charlotte, North Carolina, and also in the Richmond, Virginia area. The phone number that I can give you is 704-377-9157. 704-377-9157. And again, let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. I am ready to talk about none other than Miss Travis Michelle, who's going to grace us with her presence. She is a #1 international best-selling author, empowerment builder, and highly sought-after keynote speaker. Her book, Saving Lives While Fighting for Mine, is best-selling in 4 countries. Travis Michelle has shared stages with some of the most renowned speakers. She's a registered nurse with a bachelor's degree and an MPA in emergency and disaster management. She spent time in Israel and received her certification in IMI Academy for Security and Anti-Terror Training on Emergency and Crisis Management, which we know so much we need right now in this day and time. She now enjoys, because she's had some things happen where some power was stripped from her. And she's going to tell you how that power was stripped right from under her. Wow, it's an incredible story. But today, she's successful from the inside out because she did work to start healing and forgiving herself first. She now enjoys helping women living with the remnants of painful trauma go from powerless to powerful using her signature walk method, which is W.A.L.K. And she's going to tell you what that is. Or she might make you wait until the Power Up Summit. I'm not sure. But anyway, you're going to learn more about walk, teaching them to overcome powerless thoughts, unforgiveness, and lead a meaningful life. She's been recognized as an influencer globally and has so many different accolades, literally. An elite speaker at Level Up Summit 2021, a keynote speaker at Black CEO, Black and Iconic 2021. She's been featured on CBS, Fox, NBC, The Kim Jacobs Show, everybody. Okay, Rock Your Voice with Dr. Nicole Peters, Shay Brown's Happy Entrepreneur, Coach Nikki Show, Selfless Love Podcast, Courageous Conversation. You name it, she's been there. And she's, more importantly, the proud mother of 3 adult children, 4 grandchildren, and she enjoys spending time and having her wonderful experiences. Travis Michelle, welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. How are you?
I am good. Oh my gosh. Hello, Queens. You guys look beautiful. I just want to say that. I'm just saying.
We're glad to have you here today. Now, I see this bright, vibrant personality and the accolades of Queen and everything that you do to promote positivity and powerfulness in this world. Tell us what happened where your power was stripped from you.
Well, you know what? Number one, I have to always give honor to God, right? Because that is that's my foundation. I would not be here literally talking to you if it wasn't that I accepted him when literally I was like 9 years old, because I went to a Christian school. And one of the things that started, I had 2 of the most selfish, narcissistic parents. How can somebody get both of them? But I did. And they cared more about themselves. So I was set up at a very early age to know that I didn't matter. but I wear these pearls in honor of my grandparents, Alice and Clarence Presley, HBCU in the house here, taught by Mary McLeod Bethune. And they always taught me that I was beautiful. They always taught me that I was intelligent. They always taught me I was a child of God. However, my mama and my daddy, they said, you don't matter. Everybody else matters. I'm going to take care of somebody else's children. I'm going to have my men when my parents divorced. My mother said, at 9 years old, I was sitting, and I even walked by the house this weekend where my mother said this to me: you will never come before any man that I have. And I was like, what does I say to a little girl? And then for my dad to then say, well, I don't want to deal with your mother. And he was a model and, at Fashion Institute with all Beverly Johnson, all of them, and tells me when I said that I wanted to be just a print model, I'm 5'3", I'm vertically challenged. I work with beautiful women. What makes you think that you could model? And then he went and paid his child support and decided that's all he needed to do. So I went through several periods of feeling powerless, right? But I had to keep saying, something inside of me is saying, no, but you are powerful. You do matter. God says you do matter. And then I had the opportunity to go through a rape on my 16th birthday. Yes, I used to hate my birthday for years. And I was like, God, this is it. I'm out. I'm taking myself out. I'm gonna take some pills. I'm done. And he says, no, I want you to be here still. And I'm like, where is this voice coming from? I read, Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. I went through what she went through. I read before watching the movie, Alice Walker, The Color Purple. I was Celie. I went through that. And I'm like, God, he's like, now you already read these books before, so you know that you can make it because they did. And so I ended up becoming pregnant and I had my child from that rape. And as you can hear, I'm at home, but this is
a show about balance. Right? So I'm the balance doctor. So anybody watching this show knows that you're going to have all kinds of things happening. Okay. And it's called what? Life. We're balancing life. Carry on.
And so I was like, now I'm pregnant. I'm also at Bethune-Cookman. I can't hide my belly. Who's going to believe me? Because he was a minister and then he trafficked me with other ministers. So who's going to believe something that this little girl says? Because I have no power. I have no voice. I'm in Florida. My grandparents are in New York. What am I going to do? And I shared this. And I know you say, girl, you smiling. You know why? Because I turned my frown into a smile because my child is here because God said I was to be the vessel. My mother gave me a concoction to try to get me to have an abortion. She took me to the doctor to have an abortion. I said, I don't want to. She then decided, well, I'm going to stomp the baby out of you. And I'm not talking bad about my mother. I'm just telling you facts, because we spend a lot of time hiding stuff. We talk about that in the Black community. What happens in this house stays in this house. Don't you tell our business, right? So now she's stomping me and I'm holding my belly. My son is a proud father, a good man. And that's his son that was making all that noise in the background, the 2.5-year-old, because he was supposed to be here. I went on to get married and I married a man who was 32 years older than me. And I didn't have a voice growing up. So I just moved into a home where I still didn't have a voice, but I knew how to take care of everybody. He treated me like a queen until he didn't treat me like a queen, but I never knew who I really was. So during this process of going through the divorce, I had to figure it all out. I had to get the blueprint for the divorce because nobody told me, we don't tell anybody. We tell you how to have a baby. We tell you how to take care of your man. We tell you how to get a job. We tell you how to take care of yourself, but nobody shares with you how you go through a divorce, what that process looks like, how to hire an attorney, the questions to ask, not just how much it's going to cost, how to do the co-parenting. So I had to come up with my own blueprint. So every single time that I was powerless, I had to walk, W-A-L-K. I had to be a willing participant that, look, Travis Michelle, either you're going to slump in the corner, do drugs, be a prostitute because they trafficked me, right? He gave me quaaludes because I was fighting him. Either you're going to ignore it, but I had to say, no, this is my life. So I have to be a willing participant. I have to stay present in the moment. Then I had to acknowledge that, yeah, I have some mess. I have some stuff that happened to me and maybe some stuff that I did that wasn't right, but I'm still worthy. I still have to keep pushing because I've already made this deal that I am what? A willing participant. So I now acknowledge I need help. So I had to put myself through therapy. I put my kids in therapy. Then L, the hardest part was loving myself. L is for love yourself. I had to learn to love myself through the process. I had to learn to love myself, even though my mom and my daddy said I wasn't good enough. I had to learn to love myself because I was involved in church, and certain ones, you're not in the clique. You don't get in. They don't want you around. In organizations, yeah, but you're not in the clique because you're a little different, because you've learned to stand up for yourself, because you won't roll with what everyone else says. You stand independently. And then K, kick butt unapologetically. Everybody that was for me isn't necessarily for you. You know what I'm saying? I am a different person than I was before. I have had to shed some skin, shed some people. I'm not walking the same walk that they walk. So, they feel like, oh, well, you shouldn't do it this way. Why? You're already a registered nurse. Why do you want to start a business? But it was my 3 children, Sasha, Akil, and Khalik, who were adults. And they said, Mom, you can do this. And guess what? Even my ex-husband, he's here in the background also helping, because we take care of the grandkids when they also. But that took time because I had to work on myself. I can sit look, I can blame my mama. I can blame my daddy. I can blame my ex-husband. I can blame life. But I'm the one that's responsible for Travis Michelle. You know why? Because I am Black and priceless. That's why I wore this shirt today, because I'm Black and I'm priceless. No one can put a value on me. God has put the value that you are going to be here. And when I made that pact with God during the height of COVID, I had COVID, didn't know it. I still can't taste food. And I also had surgery, and I was laying there like, God, I feel like I don't know what's going on. The doctors don't know what's wrong with me. I said, but if you allow me to get through this, you will be my pilot. In the Black community, we're taught, hey, God is your co-pilot. Who thought of that dumbness? And then we followed it. No, I don't know the route. I'm not omniscient, omnipresent. How can I possibly be in charge? I said, God, you are my pilot. I'm going to strap my seatbelt on over here, and I'm going to allow you to open those doors. Because if you want me to have a testimony, if you want me to share it with the world, then you got to open the doors. Who knows who I am? I'm a registered nurse. I got my degrees and stuff. I'm a mother, but the world needs to hear this. Then open those doors. And that's exactly what he has done. He has opened the doors for me to meet people like Kern Cherry, Dr. Jerry, the beautiful queens on here, Kim Jacobs. Places I'm going, I never knew I would get there, but I had to, be a willing participant, acknowledge that I can get where I need to be, and how I'm going to get there, I don't know, but I'm still going to be an active participant. L, I'm going to love myself, even when my eyelashes falling off and my hair may not be done the way I want it to, and my braces, and I may say things and words come out funny. And K, I'm going to kick butt unapologetically. I'm not going to apologize for who I am, for where I'm going, because I am here to help women grow, because I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired like Fannie Lou Hamer, who is one of the people that we don't give enough credit to. Not just was she an activist, not just was she, with voter registration. She says, you will not silence my voice. My voice will not be silenced. No matter if you rape me, no matter if you beat me, no matter if you tell me I'm nothing, no matter what you may do, you cannot stop me, because what? I'm Travis Michelle, and I'm Black and I'm priceless. Now, there's another story that you have to listen to Power Up, because I got a whole lot of them. But this is how I get my message out to you. That's why I have this energy. That's why I'm smiling. That's why I turn my frown into a smile. Kim Jacobs, I love you, Queen, for having this platform. You just know how I love you. Queens on here, we have to connect. I'm just saying this out loud. We have to stay, and we need to be on IG. You can find me on info@travismichelle.com. I'm on Instagram. I do live, so come on and pop over there. I'm on the Club to the House. Yeah, come on to Clubhouse, Tilted Crowns, because you know what? As Black women, we are Mother Earth. There's nothing that we can't do. But when we collaborate with our Black kings, we are totally unstoppable. And we're not ignoring anybody else, but we are standing up for ourselves. We are saying that I am. We are walking in our power. We are going to be and do, even if you say that we can't. So you have to believe in who? You have to believe in you. And I need to see all of you walking in your power, not just today, every single day. You better go on and register because you're going to miss out. Time number 2, powerup.com. It's free registration, 5 full days, and you are going to be blessed by so many women and men, and you're going to learn. Because see, when we all talk about where, we believe in God and everything, but God said, what? In the Bible, it tells you prayer without action is dead. So yeah, you may not hear God's voice because he didn't say it the way you wanted to, but sometimes he's already told you and he's has that door right there. But I'm waiting on the Lord. And God is over here saying, I opened this door. You decided not to walk in it because you were afraid, because you let yourself stop you. So we have to go through, kick butt, kick the door in and say, I am here. Set your own table. Because see, I have a big table. I don't know about you. I got my crown. I have my tight circle is sitting there with me. I have an 8-course meal. I have my Swarovski. I love my bling. My Swarovski crystals and my gold glass. And yes, come and join me if you're invited. But if you don't come correct, don't come over here. Don't mess with me. Don't, as Black women say, don't let me have to take off my eyelashes, grease up my face. Because see, I'm fighting for my life. I'm fighting for my mental health and my emotional health. So go on, Kim. Yes. Thank you so much, Queen.
I'm loving it. I am loving it. Yo, my goodness. This has just been such an incredible episode here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, I personally cannot wait for July 14th through the 18th to happen. We're going to have a great time. Let me make sure you know where you can go again. It's in the comments section, but all you have to do is go to time to powerup.com. And the summit is July 14th through the 18th. You heard from Karen Cherry at the beginning of the program. If you missed that, go back and watch the replay. She had a message for you. And you also get an opportunity to hear these 4 dynamic speakers that will be gracing the stage at the Time to Power Up conference. To stay connected with Travis Michelle, let me put her back again and make sure you know one more time how to stay connected with her. It's going to be at travismichelle.com is her website, but you can email her at info@travismichelle. You can also follow her on Clubhouse or on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Travis Michelle. Everything is at Travis Michelle. All right. So I am so grateful that we've had this time together. Did each of you like to just have a quick closing statement, real brief, and we're going to close out today's episode. Everyone, make sure that tomorrow you join me because we're going to have a young man on this episode that's going to be talking about don't focus on why me. And he was blinded from an accident. He's going to be sharing his journey and his incredible story and a new book that he just released. Kiwan Amy will be here on the Kim Jacobs Show tomorrow. You don't want to miss that episode at 11 o'clock. Don't focus on why me. And this man has a story to tell. 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so Travis, go ahead and unmute yourself and say your closing comment. And we're going to go ahead and click off as soon as everybody say their closing comments. Thank you all, everyone, for joining today's episode and being in the virtual studio audience. Thank you to my guests that were here today. You did a fantastic job. Let's hear your closing comments.
Yes, this is Travis Michelle. Again, make sure look, this is serious business, your life. So you know what I need you to do as you're walking through life? WALK, being a willing participant, acknowledging, loving yourself, and kicking butt unapology. I need you to dream bigger than your thoughts and let your thoughts be bigger than your dreams, because that is a message and a quote that God put in my heart, and I'm out here to share it with you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Awesome, Travis Michelle. Let me hear from you, Tamika.
Yes, I would like to leave with everyone. Remember, you are a product of your expectations, not the limitations. If you are not getting what you're seeing, you need to start saying something different. Be blessed.
Tamika, awesome. Nicolette Hemingway, come on, say something to us.
Yes, this is Nicolette Hemingway. You need to know how to look the part, talk the part, mind your manners, have a great mindset, and show your best self. And you can only do that by interviewing with me, talking with me, so I can help you power up your interviewing skills, power up your resume, so that you can be prepared to show your best self, which is my motto.
Way to go, Nicolette. Okay, so we done heard from Travis Michelle, from Tamika Blithers, from Nicolette Hemingway. Let's close this thing out. Jerry Maroney.
Yay! I get to close it out. Thank you, everyone, for joining. It's been an honor and a privilege. I want to encourage everyone to be open with what's happening with you. Don't hide what's going on. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It is our greatest measure of courage. And it is time to be big and brave. And I will see you soon.
There you have it, everybody. See you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless you. Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.